Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the longer form content of what we have been up to within TWMH developments this week. On the investment side of the business, we have put our best and final offer in on the commercial to resi conversion. We went through the numbers, looked at various exit strategies, and have taken it to a point where we feel comfortable. We will, without doubt, if we manage to succeed with it, be leaving some money in the deal, but we're comfortable with that. It's something that we intend to keep for ourselves over a long period of time. It'll be, I think, 9 residential units and 1 commercial unit, and that'll provide us with a nice little income that will just help ease the pressure on our other activities. Let's call it that. The second thing we did was we trialled Searchland this week. If you guys have never heard of it or don't know, it's kind of an alternative to property data or Nimbus maps. It's kind of, to be honest, the way we felt about it is property data on steroids. From within the platform itself, you can look at planning permissions. It brings them up instead of you having to go to another tab and look at it there. There's a huge array of different search criteria that you can put into it, and filters that you can put onto it to look at off-market properties as well as things that are actually for sale. The one element that Dave picked up on was the ability to use the OS map function on the middle tier plan that I think we're looking at. You only get a certain number of credits for the OS, but when you're using the satellite version, you can just use it as much as you like. Just with all that imagery that's on the satellite can get a little bit confusing. So best thing that we've decided to do is we use the satellite imagery to get us so far with our analysis, and then when we're really certain that we want to dive deeper into something, then we're going to use one of those credits to just finalize things. We didn't manage to arrange any viewings, but I'm not surprised. We've been that busy. It was probably a bit of a stretch, more of an aspiration to get to see something else this week. And we wanted to arrange a meeting with the QS. We were a little bit slow out the gates, I think, first thing Monday morning. Although I think it was like 11:30 when we contacted him, but his week was already full. So we're going to meet him next Monday. So looking forward to that. On the construction side of the business, Thames Ditton, yeah, we had a greater level of detail, and we costed that up. And the client, quite naturally, questioning where all these extra costs have come from, because he hasn't actually changed the size of the building. He hasn't really changed any of these other bits. But the truth of the matter is, we only had planning drawings when we first priced the job, as with other people. Now we've got actual construction drawings. We know exactly what we're building and how we're building it. And more gear has gone into it. It's as simple as that. And these cost increases would have happened irrespective of which contractor they were using. You can only price the information that you are given. And if you predict and price more, then you're straight away going to appear to be more expensive than the other guys. You price what you see. It's as simple as that. In Mayfair this week, the bespoke joiner has been doing his thing. Got everything but the doors on. He's leaving the doors off right until the last minute. I really don't blame him for that. We've had the wallpaper delivered. Today, the kitchen countertop is being installed. The guys are removing the newel posts, spindles and handrails off the staircase, so the guys can be refinishing the staircase next week. Woking, we were so close to getting that finished this week. A few challenges whilst installing the vanity. The vanity wasn't a complete unit, if you get me. It's a double vanity, but it had box sections on the outside, then the drawer units bits. It had a base unit, and then it had the top, and it was considerably more time to install it than we anticipated. Again, it's not having the detail up front initially of when you're initially pricing it. Install a vanity, double vanity. Should be half an hour job just to slot that in place, but this was easily a couple of hours just to make the unit up and actually get it sat in the hole. The bath is not in, but to be honest, it's probably done the painters a favour, because the painters are in now. Client has organised their own painters. They'll be there, they'll do a little bit, and the plumber will pop back next week and just finish off installing the bath. Without the bath being in place, the painters will be able to get on a lot better. A few little snags that the client's already picked up on that we're addressing. Bit of silicone, mark on the door, things like that we've addressed. All good. And finally, I've been searching for a one-stop shop contractor to work with, somebody who has within their team already electricians, plumbers, carpenter, maybe a bricklayer, roofer, All those guys are employed on a day-to-day basis by them. We subcontract everything, and organising those guys on an individual basis is really quite time-consuming and hard work, and potentially not where my efforts are best deployed within the business. So, potential solution is to find a guy, a one-stop shop that can work with us, that has similar values and ethics to those that we have. So various conversations through the week, explaining to people, look, I always insist that our guys have got decent welfare, chairs with backs, somewhere to heat food, toilet, somewhere to wash your hands, all that kind of good stuff. And by the same token, I insist that they wear the appropriate PPE. You know, no one's walking around in trainers or flip-flops on my sites, that's for sure. With the marked exception of possibly the painters. Anyway, arranged to go and visit one of these sites. I turned up and the door was open. I just walked in, could walk around completely unchallenged. I had my boots on, no hard hat, no high vis. No one knew who I was. Anyway, eventually I asked for the guy that I was meeting and he came to meet me. No signing in process, no site induction. You could potentially argue the condition that they were converting it into flats, and the lower flats are pretty much finished. Like I say, it's painters who are in there. But as we progressed up the building, it became more and more a full-on construction site. So much so that on the top floor, they're replacing the floor joists and there's no ceiling. But still, no one is wearing hard hats. There's no fall protection for the guys who are replacing the joists. And it's not like one joist they're replacing the whole frigging lot. Pretty sure that these guys wouldn't know what an F10 was if it was bloody being forced down their throat. So sadly, we're not going to be working with them going forward. I'm certain of that. What was a little bit more scary though was the investor, the person who actually owns the building, was there as well, quite happily walking around in his trainers on a full-blown construction site, completely oblivious to the position that he's putting himself in as the main client. He has a responsibility and a duty of care to these other guys, irrespective of whether or not he has employed a main contractor who takes on these responsibilities for him. He has to make sure that the main contractor has got the skills, knowledge and experience to deliver these in a compliant manner, which they clearly weren't. If anything were to happen to one of those guys who fell through the open floor as we're replacing one of those joists, broke his leg, or worse, he will be up in front of the man with the curly wig trying to justify what checks he did around how these guys were working, and he wouldn't have a leg to stand on, I guarantee you. The search will continue. I'm going to produce a little bit of content around this as well, going forward in the next couple of weeks, trying to raise a bit of awareness of CDM, the difference that you have from when you transition from being a private individual working on your own home, employing contractors to do work, to when you become a professional property investor and business owner, transforming a property for money. So give this a like, give this a share. I hope you guys have a cracking weekend. Hopefully my voice will recover by Monday. See you later, guys.